Yes. Just a teaser for hearing the real thing live. Kaki King is a guitarist and composer whose career has been full of experimentation. On March 6th, here at BRIC House, she'll perform a program which is as much about how we perceive the guitar as it is about how it's played.
Yes, it's called The Neck is a Bridge to the Body, and here to tell us about it is Kaki King.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I love your new video. I love the
Thank you.
cinematography.
Yeah, it's
it
beautiful.
really pulls out, I think, what you're trying to give with the emotion of the guitar.
It is kind of dark. Dark and mysterious. Who knows what it's about? We like it anyway.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But you have been doing this since you've been playing guitar since you were 4, and then
Yeah.
you moved on to drums, but you came back.
I played drums more socially. Guitar became something I did more privately. Like I started to change tunings and do fingerstyle. That was just a more kind of intimate experience. But drums and bass guitar were the things that I did to have fun with other people. And so I think many people knew me as the girl that played drums when really guitar was like my sort of secreted away kind
Your
of
secret
thing.
lover.
Yeah.
Well, how many instruments do you play? Or
Well,
do
I mean,
you even know?
Yeah, well, I play a large variety of stringed instruments, not anything bowed, but a lot, you know, if it's ever been any distant relative of the guitar, I kind of get into. And I play drums and then bass guitar and you know, I think after so many years, you just become a little bit fearless with the instrument. Like you just, you might not know exactly what you're doing with the piano, but you just figure it out and music is sort of translatable to many
For folks who have that.
Well, I've been doing it for a long time. I mean, we're talking 30 years, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, you've had, I believe, 6 LPs, 2 EPs, and you've had a 30-year musical experience,
yep.
10-plus year career. How would you sort of define your genre of music, or what genres would you say people would try to put you into? Because I know you don't want to be pigeonholed.
Well, sure, and no one does. And I think that, you know, the great thing about what's happening with music these days is that people are becoming very genre agnostic, which I love that term, which is like not so interested in being lumped into this category or that for many reasons. But I think that my music is centered around the guitar. I've done a lot of different work. I've had bands, I've sung, I've written pop songs, I've written sad songs, I've written, you know, all kinds of different things. But really, when it comes down to it, I just call it guitar music because that's where it always lands back into the 6-string guitar.
That's the center. That's
Yeah.
the center. Yeah. Well, when you were talking about playing all sorts of different stringed instruments, you played for an opening of a Picasso exhibit at
I
MoMA.
did at MoMA, yeah.
What was that instrument?
Let's see. Well, that was the beginning of a tour called the Freak Guitar Tour. So on that tour, I had a small 12-string guitar, which I still play often today. I had a large harp guitar, which is the sort of very big one, which it actually comes from vaudeville. It's over, you know, it's 100 years old. Not that guitar, but that style of instrument. And then I had a Weissenborn, which is a flat, you know, it's something you play on your lap with a steel bar, so it's like a acoustic lap steel is what it is. And like I had a banjo that was also a dobro. It was a resonator banjo. I had a lot of different things because I was relearning what I loved about the guitar at that point. Like that's what that tour was about. And then Glow came out of the explorations of that time period.
Okay. Well, you're going to be performing here on March 6th at BRIC. Who are you going to be sort of performing with, or what sort of
this show
accompaniment?
This is a very, very different show. We just finished a Kickstarter for the show, and
very successful. We should add.
Yeah, it was very successful.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Because what I've done is I've put the guitar on. I painted it white, and I put it on stand, so it's immobilized. And now we're using something called projection mapping, which is like, if I shine a projector onto the guitar with a special software, it'll only get the outline of the guitar. And so you can kind of see it in this video. It's not super accurate there, but basically it's almost like shining a light through a cutout cardboard picture of the guitar that just lines up perfectly. But it's done with digital software. So it allows the guitar to become a canvas. And
beautiful.
So, I mean, it really is spectacular. Like, we didn't know how good it would look. You know? We thought, well, this is a wacky idea, but let's see. And then once we saw it in a dark room, we were like, wow, this is gorgeous. And then what happened to me was, I was like, wow, the guitar can be anything now. You know, it can mean anything. It can show anything. It can be, and that's always what I've been trying to do as a player, just sort of redefine, personalize, redefine again, push the boundaries, et cetera, et cetera. And now I have a way to do this visually, which is, yeah, well, it's fantastic. And you know, it's there's a storyline, there's a loose narrative. The first part is about creation. It's very simple. It's about, you know, like rhythm coordinates with black and white imagery. And then the first note that you hear is the first color you see, because notes, everyone talks about notes having a color, and so on and so forth. And, you know, things and shapes with all original music, by the way, which I've done a new record for.
Yes.
Anyway, I mean, I could really go on and on about this, but essentially as it develops, you start to learn about the guitar. The guitar has different skins. It takes different shapes. It suddenly like doesn't have stability. It looks like a rippling pond, and then it becomes flowing cloth. And then, you know, and meanwhile I have this giant screen behind me, which is accompanying all the images. And then there's a little love letter to New York City in there, and there's a little very, very fun piece that's like a, it's kind of like a Napoleon Dynamite, but with guitars.
Okay.
It's like all, you know, the awkward guitar kind of walks around and interacts awkwardly with other guitars, and then comes home and its family is crazy, and
The
you know.
awkward guitar.
Yeah.
Oh no! But we don't want to give it all away.
Okay,
because
let's
we
not
want
give it all
people
away.
To come to the show, and people.
Yes.
I mean,
Well, you
by
have to
that,
see
you
that,
would
yeah.
absolutely.
It
wanna
really
come.
is breathtaking, and it really, and you know, again, it's all original music. There's going to be, it's a really beautiful piece of theater at this point.
Well, you are just amazing with the guitar and promoting the guitar and reinventing the guitar, the guitar. Can you tell us a little bit about the exhibit that happened at Littlefield?
Yeah, that was really fun, and that was sort of a precursor to this. What I wanted to do, it was a project that was really, the fans were the ones that did it, and I just said, I work with a variety of guitar companies, and sometimes they have merchandise that they can't sell and is broken. You know,
Right.
some things just don't come out right. And so I said, can you send me all of your defective, broken guitars that you're not going to recycle or they're useless? Give them to me. I want to give them to other people and have them do whatever they want. Deconstruct them, paint them, turn them into sculptures. It was beautiful. We just called it the exhibition. And the only requirement was that you had to use one of my song titles, which at that point I think I had 5 albums, so there was plenty to choose from. Yeah. And it was really, really, really wonderful. The breadth and variety of things that people came up with was just wonderful. And then at the very end, I have a song called Playing with Pink Noise. And so I dipped my fingers into pink paint and I played that song. And so on the guitar, so after you saw like the sort of shape that the paint made onto the guitar, it was really
It's performance art.
It's total performance art. I mean, you're taking the guitar places it's never been before. The guitar just wants to jump up and say, thank you, Kaki. Everybody else is just playing with me.
Well, no,
You
I
love
mean,
me.
but I don't see it that way. I mean, I love the 6-string guitar, I do, but I also just love the instrument. And part of doing this show is really showing how the instrument creates the musician and how the instrument creates the identity of the artist, not the other way around. Like, I have not mastered the guitar. I'm not in charge of the guitar. I will be learning it for the rest of my life, you know, and I'm not gonna transcend it or or be done. And I think that that's really very important to my identity at this point. And I think important to the identity of anyone that plays music and loves it and knows that there's always more to learn, whatever instrument it is.
Well, I'm excited.
Can you show us what you've learned so far?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, this will be a piece that will be in the show. I want to note that this is part of that sort of the changing surfaces part. So I've written a piece that will mainly be played with just the left hand, and the right hand is has a different kind of job.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here we go.
the amazing performance of Kaki King.
you. Thank you. Well, that was the incredible Kaki King, who will be here on March 6th, playing the guitar that she will be playing then. So.
And it's a audio, video
Extravaganza.
extravaganza experience. You have to
Yeah.
have to come out.